Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. I'm AC and today I'm going to walk you through a 2023 Winnebago Revel. This is a 44E floor plan, stock wheels and tires on this one. I'm going to do a little different video. I'm going to do a quick overview and I'm going to really focus on a couple of items that people have questions about that cost a little grief, so I want to try to help you out. If whether you have a Revel now, whether you're thinking of buying one, whether it's new, used, I think this might help you out a little bit. We're going to start up front and just talk about the basic specs. This is on the Mercedes Sprinter chassis, so you're going to have 188 horsepower, 325 pound-feet of torque. Again, I mentioned earlier, you can get this with the KO2 tires, upgraded wheels as well. These are the stock rims and tires, so more of a street tread. We're going to have our fixed running board with tie down loops on each end. You can see we have our porch light up here above the passenger door. Also our awning LED lights are on. Now one thing that happens a lot of times, and it's really just kind of a brain fart, people aren't thinking, try to get the awning out and it's not working, right? So they turn it off, turn it on, still not working. If your van is on, which I have it on for a reason, I'm gonna shut it off for you. If your van is running, it will not let you extend your awning. Now, once the van is off, obviously you can extend the awning. And it sounds real simple, but again, if you're in a rush, you're trying to set up your camp, you're trying to get everything going, you might forget to turn off the van. So something to think about, always check that first. Now the awning does have a wind sensor up here on the left side corner up here. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. There's a little box up there. If after you get a Revel down the road, you start hearing a beeping noise, kind of like a smoke detector, and you can't figure out where it's coming from, check the battery in that. Happens all the time, and it's kind of hard to pinpoint. So if you do hear a beeping, check that out. All right, now that we're in here, show the flip down table. This is really nice. You have an adjustment here with this cable. So if you're on uneven ground, you can always level your table. Down here are your fresh water drains. Your refrigerator you have access to from the outside, which is really nice, easy to load and unload. There is a small freezer under there. To lock it, there's a little latch right here. The main panel, this is going to be your porch light outside. This is going to turn on the lights on the running boards. Here's your awning light, awning on and off, extend and retract, and then you'll have a standard outlet. Now, if you fire up, if you start the van and the awning is out, it will retract it automatically, keep you from going down the road with that on. So you can see we also have our roll lift screen here. So a nice warm day like today, maybe if you're up in the mountains and just want to get some fresh air rather than running the air conditioner, you can close both of the screens and let the doors open and get some fresh air. All right, as we work our way back, this is going to be the exhaust for the van. Back here, another thing I want to point out is the ladder. I've said it in other videos, but I kind of want to focus on these items today. If you climb up and down this ladder back here, it will put dents on your back door. So can't stress it enough. This is only for storage. It's not for climbing up and down. If you need to climb up to clean a solar panel or something, you want to put this up on the rack up top so that it rests up on this plastic piece right here. That'll allow you to get up and down on the roof without damaging your van. All right, since we're back here, a couple things to point out. You can see we have our backup camera up top. This ladder does lock. There's a key so you can lock this so nobody steals your ladder. All right, so we do have backup camera. We also have 5,000 pound towing, 500 pounds of tongue weight, and there's a 7-pin connector right here on the side. Other thing I kind of want to point out today, because I get a lot of questions, are what is the small hose that comes with your Revel? It's too short to be a water hose, right? So this is actually so when you winterize your coach, you're going to hook this up right here. This end's going to go in there, and this end you can actually just take some scissors or a utility knife, cut this end off, and this will be the end that goes into the winterizing fluid. Then you're going to set all of your valves as pictured here under the winterized picture, and that's how you're going to be winterizing your van. So that's what this is for. It's not for the drinking water. Another thing that's really important in here is going to be your lug wrench. So this should come in your box. I get a lot of questions, a lot of people calling and asking, does it have a spare tire? How do I get the spare tire down? There's two little access panels here that you want to remove. That will expose these two nuts, and then you're going to use your wrench here to loosen these up. So this is going to loosen up. There's two hooks underneath. We're going to go ahead and show a picture of those hooks so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. You're going to put your lug wrench in here, and you're going to loosen these up. You don't have to take them all the way out, but you do want to loosen them up a little bit. I'm actually going to get under there here in a minute and show you where the spare tire is and how to get that down. This also works for changing your spare tire, right? So you're going to need your lug wrench, which you have. There's a jack underneath the passenger seat, which I will show you here in a minute. All right. I brought a creeper today just so I don't get too dirty. I do have to work the rest of the day. Now, there's two hooks under here which were shown in that picture. There we go. All right. So you loosen up those two hooks. This cage comes down, and now you have access to your spare tire. Pretty easy to do as long as you know where everything is at. Once you're done, you put the other tire back on, tighten these back up, and it'll keep it nice and secure. Put these clips back in here. I'm going to leave that alone because I will put that tire back up at the end of the video. Also in your gift bag is going to be a sewer hose. There is sewer hose storage right here. So you have a nice place to keep that out of the way. All right, now on this backside panel, you're gonna have, this is your inverter disconnect. So again, if something's not working right, you don't have power, your air conditioner's not working, make sure that this is on. This is gonna turn on your garage lights underneath the bed. You're gonna have a couple USB ports right here and an external solar panel port. So you do have two solar panels on the roof. You can add a third by connecting into that. Back here, you also have another roll lift screen up top. That rolls down, will give you fresh air. You can also close, you'll use that to black out your rear windows. All right, as we move over to the driver's side, a couple things. Here's your 30 amp connection. So if you happen to be at an RV park or you're plugging in your garage, you can go from 30 amp with an adapter to your standard 110 outlets. There's another port slide up here. And actually, let me show you where that's another question I get a lot of times. So let me point that out for you. Here on the water panel, water bay, this red light will actually turn on that porch light. So it's kind of in a weird spot. If you don't know it's there, you'll wonder what it's for, and that's exactly what it's for. All right, so you're gonna have 21 gallons of fresh water, 21 gallons of gray. You're gonna have a 5-gallon cassette toilet. To dump this, you're gonna remove the blue cap. You're gonna turn it over and you're gonna push the vent button, which is this blue button up top. Dump it into the sewer, put it into a porta potty, wherever it is that you're at. It's really easy to use. Actually has some wheels and a little carrying handle here, so you can wheel it across the RV park if you want to look really cool. This also has a lock, so you can lock it so nobody steals that cassette from you. Down here is where you would hook up your sewer hose to dump your gray tank, and here is the valve for the gray tank. So hook up your sewer hose, put it in the drain, and pull that valve. All right, again, this is a Mercedes Sprinter, so it does run on diesel. This is where you fuel. If you don't know what's there, it might take you a minute to find it. So make sure that you use diesel, not gas. Here under the driver's side seat, you're gonna have a bunch of fuses. You always want to start with your power sources. So if something's not working, check your breakers, your fuses, etc. This does have power windows, door locks, mirrors. Your hood release is right here. It's kind of hidden. You're gonna have all your light controls right here on the left side of the steering wheel, on the column. All right, under the hood, pretty simple. Again, V6 3-liter turbo diesel. You're gonna have your engine, oil, fuel here, or your fill here, your coolant. Your DEF fluid is right here, this diesel, so you have to have DEF fluid. You wanna keep an eye on that, make sure it has plenty. If you need to get a jump or you need to give a jump, here is your positive terminal, and right here is your ground. You also have your washer fluid right here. Make sure that is full, especially this time of year. Another issue that happens from time to time is people pull down on the hood because you're used to something that has, you know, the struts on there that'll just close the hood. This does not. If you pull down, you will bend your hood and have to get it replaced. So make sure that you're not pulling straight down. All right. So I showed you how to get the spare tire out. I showed you where the lug wrench is. Right under here on the passenger side is your jack, right under there. So when it's time to change a tire, you know that you have everything you need to do that. Here under the passenger side, there's really nothing under there. There is an access panel. Some van manufacturers put their heater under there, so it's kind of nice to have that. These seats swivel around. I always recommend swiveling them from the outside the first couple of times so you kind of get used to how far back they have to be. Makes it really easy. If you're inside doing it, kind of be a pain. Now, once you have the seat turned around, this lever that is on the left side of the seat, if you were sitting down, will allow you to move it backward and forward. The lever that's in the center is the swivel button lever. There you go. So you can see underneath we have our fire extinguisher. We also have a ram mount grab bar right here, which is really solid, helps you get in and out of the van. Overhead here, we're going to have an LED light and storage up top. That's a really good place that you can store your tabletop if you're not using it. Down here is a small cubby. Behind the seat is also a small storage area. And And then also under the seat, let me swap this out for you. Under the seat, you have additional storage and the counter extension for up here. That just pops into place right there, gives you additional counter space. Your cooktop is going to be in the drawer right here. You can pull that out. Now you can cook inside. You can set it on that table outside and cook there as well. All right, on the this will seat 2 people. You have 1 shoulder belt and you have 1 lap belt. All right, up here on the main panel, a couple things to point out. This is your control for your bed up here. So I'll put the bed down and let you see what that looks like. Your bed's going to be 49 by 79. Nice feature on the Revel is that power bed. So, you know, when you're traveling, you can raise the bed all the way up to the top to where it touches the air conditioner. The air conditioner does run off the lithium battery pack in this. Now, once the bed is up, you have plenty of room for all your toys down here. Before I get back there, I'm going to show you the shower here. So this comes with 2 shelves. You can use it as a closet. Nice wardrobe right up here. Your toilet is down here. This does swivel around. There's a toilet paper holder there, and also one here for your shampoos. So you can decide if you're going to use it as a closet, as a bathroom. You can use it for both. It does come with a shower hose and a shower curtain that snaps into place right along here. All right, as we move back here, again, I kind of showed you all the accessories that come with this. Something else I want to point out that also becomes an issue for folks is your battery, right? So this is a Lithionics battery. You can see right now the light up there is a solid blue. If it starts to blink, it can mean different things. One can mean that it's charging. One is that it's too low. It has different blink speeds. So there's a really easy chart you can get from Lithionics. You can let me know. I can email it or text it to you. That kind of helps you problem solve what the blinking light means. So really easy. There's an app that you can Bluetooth in. You can see the amp hours that are left. You can really keep an eye on your batteries. Kind of nice. On your inverter, I see this all the time here on the lot. People come in and they start playing around. You have an on and off button on this one. This button should be out because there's also the panel up front that I'm going to show you here in a minute. So you want this button out so that you can control it by the button that's up on the display over there above the passenger seat over there. So really important. Also, if you're traveling in cold weather, really cold weather, I recommend keeping this open so that the warm air gets to the battery, keeps everything working properly. All right, here in the galley, you're gonna have a nice sized cabinet over the sink, single stainless steel sink, remote for your max fan. Again, your induction cooktop will be in this first drawer. You have a couple small drawers here. One here is a good spot for a wastebasket. Another overhead storage compartment here. Here you're going to have a roof access port. So if you want to add a Starlink or WeBoost, Cradle Point, any of those things, you can kind of drill through here, get all your wiring through there. 110 outlet, a 12 volt and a couple more USBs. On your windows, they're going to have your day screens and your night screens. On this main panel here, a couple things to point out. Again, I was talking about the inverter. So this is where you're going to turn your inverter on and off. So right now, by hitting the OK button, you can see that we are charging and we're at 13.7 volts. 13.9 if you look at the solar charge controller. So this is your solar charge controller for the 2 solar panels. This is the on and off disconnect for that. So if you're storing it inside and you don't want any kind of parasitic draw, you would shut this off. Here on your one place monitor, you can check your tank levels, your battery levels, and then turn your water pump on and off. You also have your light switches right here and your furnace and hot water. So if you want to get hot water, you turn it on there, turn it off. Your furnace here, you can set your temperature where you want it. And this is all diesel fired or diesel fueled, I would say. So it runs off the diesel in your tanks. Makes it kind of nice. Just make sure you're full of fuel when you park if you're going to be boondocking, and you should have plenty of power for everything. So again, I kind of wanted to point out the main things that I see people have issues with. Up here in the front, you know, it's going to be your standard Mercedes. I'm going to turn it on. The awning should retract, which it is doing. Again, that's a really nice safety feature. Kind of keeps you from looking like a fool going down the highway with your awning out. Couple quick points. Your remote, you know, when I'm using it around the lot, I do just sit it up here. But if you're going to be, I want you to get in the habit of plugging it in down here where it goes. There's a spot for it down there. Touchscreen. Main thing people ask about is, does it have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto? It does. You can always go back one or hit the home screen to go back all the way. You can also move that on the steering wheel with this mouse on the right side of the steering wheel. Here on the settings, couple things that people like to turn off. Active lane keep assist. If you don't like that, you can actually turn it on and off either by touching there or by using your screen up here on the steering wheel, your mouse pad. That's the one thing that people always ask me about is, can I turn that lane keep assist off? So yes, you can. Okay, also on the steering wheel on the left side, you'll see you have your adaptive cruise. So you would set your cruise and then set the number of car lengths behind that you want to stay behind the car in front of you. So you can adjust how close you want to. If you want to tailgate, you can do it right there, or you can actually give yourself 4 car lengths. So that's a really nice feature to have. You can also make phone calls on the right side of the steering wheel. You can mute, you can adjust the volume. Really nice feature to have. You don't have to keep reaching over there. Everything's right here at your fingertips. So on the display right now, we're showing the engine oil level. Right here is your fuel. So these lights, if you're not paying attention, it's really easy to not see these, especially if it's really low. So you want to keep an eye on that bar right there. Make sure you have plenty of fuel. And your shifter is right here. To park, you push the button on the end, that puts you in parking gear. To go forward, you move it down to drive, up to neutral, reverse. When you put it in reverse, it will show you the backup camera. And then again, to park, push park. So really simple. Actually, you know what, one more thing. I really wanted to focus on the other items like the spare tire, the awning, the things that cause people grief. But I do want to point this out. These are something else you have to be prepared for. These are all USB Type-C connection, so make sure you have the right adapter for your phone. There's a wire charging pad right here, but you want to make sure you have the USB Type-C connections so that you can use your phone while you're driving down the road if you want to store it up front. Thank you guys for watching again. Just wanted to point out a couple things, the spare tire specifically. If you have any questions, feel free to call me. If you're interested in a van, this one's available. We have plenty of inventory. If you want me to be your salesperson, call me, text, email, or ask for me when you come in. I'll see you guys next week. Si hablo español, me pueden hablar al 720-276-4241. Thank you guys for watching.